What is the current situation of the Israel and Hamas war? The landscape of conflict has seen a dramatic shift recently, with events escalating on both sides. In the midst of this turmoil, major airlines across the globe, such as American Airlines, United Airlines and Lufthansa to name a few, have suspended flights to and from Tel Aviv's Ben Gurion Airport. This move is a response to the ongoing combat between Israel and Hamas. The Federal Aviation Administration has sounded a note of caution, urging airlines to tread carefully when traversing Israeli airspace. In the midst of this, the Israeli Prime Minister declared a state of war following a series of rocket attacks and infiltrations into Israeli territory by Hamas. The response to these actions has been a series of retaliatory strikes. These events have had a significant impact on daily life, with 17% of flights in and out of Ben Gurion Airport being cancelled. While the skies are filled with uncertainty, the ground situation isn't any better. The Israel Defense Forces report that 700 Israelis have lost their lives and over 1,500 have been wounded in the attacks. Adding to the tension, Hamas has been testing Israel's advanced air defense network. For the first time since the declaration of war, Israel activated its David's Sling medium-range air defense system. This system, along with the Iron Dome and Arrow systems, form the backbone of Israel's air defense network. Each system is designed to intercept different types of threats, from short-range rockets to medium and long-range missiles and ballistic missiles. The ongoing conflict has resulted in numerous casualties and significant damage, causing a ripple effect that is felt not only in the immediate area but across the globe. As the situation continues to evolve, it's clear that the stakes are high and the impact is far-reaching. These events have led to a serious escalation in the long-standing conflict between Israel and Hamas. But how did we get to this point? To understand the present, we must delve into the past, to the year 1948, when the State of Israel was formed. This creation was not without controversy, leading to a series of conflicts known as the Arab-Israeli Wars. It's within these tumultuous times that the seeds of the Israel-Hamas conflict were sown. The history of this conflict is complex, filled with numerous turning points. However, a significant milestone occurred in 1987, during the First Intifada, or uprising. This was a large-scale Palestinian protest against Israeli occupation, a protest that birthed the group we now know as Hamas. As an offshoot of the Muslim Brotherhood, Hamas was established with the aim of liberating Palestine from Israeli occupation, and it quickly gained traction. Over the years, the situation has teetered between periods of intense conflict and fragile ceasefires. The early 90s saw the Oslo Accords, an attempt at peace that ultimately fell short. The Second Intifada, starting in the year 2000, saw an escalation in violence, with Hamas employing suicide bombings as a tactic against Israel. In the mid-2000s, Hamas won the Palestinian legislative elections, further complicating the political landscape. This victory led to a fallout with Fatah, another Palestinian political group, resulting in a violent conflict that ended with Hamas controlling the Gaza Strip. Since then, there have been several major conflicts between Israel and Hamas, including the 3-week offensive in 2009, the 7-week war in 2014, and the most recent conflicts that we see today. These periods of intense fighting are often broken up by ceasefires, although these have proven to be temporary respites in a persistent conflict. This historical backdrop sets the stage for understanding the current situation. It's a story of a conflict that has spanned decades, marked by periods of violence and temporary peace. It's a story that continues to unfold, with new chapters being added as we speak. Amidst the conflict, personal stories emerge that illuminate the human cost. One such story is that of Izzeldin Abuelaish, a Palestinian doctor who has become a symbol of both the tragedy and resilience that this conflict breeds. Back in 2009, an Israeli strike claimed the lives of his 3 daughters and a niece, a loss that is unimaginable and irreplaceable. Abuelaish has since taken his case to Israel's Supreme Court, seeking compensation for this devastating loss. Israel has recognized that one of its tanks was responsible for this tragedy during a 3-week offensive against Palestinian militants. But in a lower court in 2018, the state successfully argued that the deaths were an act of war, thereby shielding it from claims of damages. Despite the legal hurdles, Abuelaish's fight for justice continues. His goal is not just compensation, but an apology, an acknowledgement of the deep personal loss that was inflicted upon him. This is not just about money, but about recognition, about validating the lives that were lost and the pain that followed. But Abuelaish's story doesn't end with his legal battle. In the wake of his loss, he has turned to philanthropy, establishing the Daughters for Life Foundation. Named in honor of his daughters, the foundation is a testament to his resilience, a way to ensure that their lives continue to have a positive impact on the world. If successful in his legal pursuit, Abuelaish plans to use any funds received to expand this foundation to extend the reach of his daughter's legacy. This case underscores the personal tragedies that are often obscured by the larger conflict. It's a stark reminder that behind every headline there are personal stories of loss, courage, and resilience. Stories like that of Izzeldin Abuelaish, who, in the face of unimaginable loss, continues to fight for justice and for a better future. The war has significant implications beyond the borders of Israel and Gaza. One of the most apparent impacts is on global travel. Major airlines around the world, including heavyweights like American Airlines, United Airlines, Lufthansa, Virgin Atlantic, Wizz Air, EasyJet, Korean Air and Cathay Pacific, have suspended flights to and from Tel Aviv's Ben Gurion Airport due to the ongoing conflict. This decision is not taken lightly. These airlines are significant players in the aviation industry, and their collective action sends a powerful message about the severity of the situation. This disruption has far-reaching consequences. It's not just about passengers having to reroute their travel plans, or the inconvenience of longer travel times. The implications go much deeper. It affects business travel, tourism, international commerce, and even diplomatic relations. The ripple effects are felt globally, with potential impacts on the economies of other countries and international relations. Moreover, it's not just the airlines making these decisions independently. The Federal Aviation Administration, or FAA, has urged caution when flying in Israeli airspace. This is an advisory body that doesn't issue these warnings lightly. Their cautionary stance underscores the gravity of the conflict and the potential risks it poses to global aviation. When we consider commerce, the picture is similarly affected. The suspension of flights disrupts not only passenger travel, but also the transport of goods and cargo. This can affect supply chains, potentially causing delays in the delivery of goods around the world. In our interconnected global economy, a disruption in one region can have a domino effect, causing ripples throughout the world. The situation is a stark reminder of how interconnected our world is today. A conflict in one part of the world doesn't stay isolated. It has the potential to disrupt the everyday lives of people living thousands of miles away. It's a sobering thought, and a call to the international community to work towards peaceful resolutions of such conflicts. The impact of the conflict reaches far beyond the immediate area of conflict, affecting global travel and commerce. What does the future hold for the Israel and Hamas conflict? A question that echoes in the minds of many, a question that remains for now unanswered. The crystal ball of the future is clouded by the fog of uncertainty. The conflict, like a stubborn flame, refuses to be extinguished, casting a harsh light on a landscape scarred by decades of strife. Yet, amidst the chaos, glimmers of hope persist. Potential diplomatic interventions could play a significant role in shaping the future of this conflict. Nations around the world, international organizations, and influential individuals may step in, using diplomacy as their tool to broker peace. A dialogue, a negotiation, or even a peace treaty could be possible outcomes. On the other hand, the continuation of the conflict is a grim but plausible scenario. The cyclical nature of the conflict suggests that periods of relative calm may be followed by renewed bouts of violence. The unpredictability of these cycles makes it challenging to forecast a definitive end to the conflict. Ceasefires, temporary though they may be, offer another possible future. These pauses in the conflict can provide much-needed respite for the people caught in the crossfire, and may pave the way for more permanent solutions. However, the fragility of ceasefires in the past has shown that they are not a guaranteed path to lasting peace. The future is a labyrinth of possibilities, each turn leading to a different outcome. The path to peace is convoluted, fraught with obstacles and setbacks. Yet, the need for a peaceful resolution is more pressing than ever. It is the hope that guides us through this labyrinth, the beacon that lights our way in the dark. The future of the Israel and Hamas conflict remains uncertain, underscoring the need for peaceful resolution.